If you would like more videos like this, consider joining my online library. It's only $15.99 per month, and you can cancel at any time. Here you'll get weekly uploads of new videos around pain management yoga, restorative yoga, Ashtanga yoga, chakra yoga, all sorts. So head to www.yogatraveleronline/membership to join. Let's begin. Thank you for joining today. We're going to do some hip openers and try to be creative and free and fun with our hips. We think, oh, hips are not fun. They hurt. But if we can get them to open up and move a little bit, then it might feel fun. That's going to be our idea today, kind of our intention, a little bit of playfulness around these hips that we've got in our bodies. So let's roll our shoulders back. Tuck our chin down just a little. We've got this nice tall spine. Close your eyes and start deep breathing in and out through your nose. Every time we come to yoga, no matter what our intention, we want to begin with breath, move with breath, feel our bodies starting to open and stretch and release tension with the help of the movement linked with the breath. Please pay attention as you move. Pay attention to any areas that feel tight or painful, and only go as far as you can. It's not about how far we can push, but the sensation that we feel on the way down, and finding that balance between the stretch and the release. Good. Let's open our eyes, take our arms by our sides. Nice deep inhale here. Exhale, release the arms, release the tension with it. Good. Now let's creep our way forward. Everybody's got one leg in front of the other if you're sitting crisscross like me. So whatever leg you have in front is the hip that you might feel the most. We're just walking, slowly creeping down. Some of us are maybe able to fold really easily over our legs, and some of us aren't. Everyone's going to be different. Go as far as you can. And see if you can feel that outer hip on the leg that's in front. For me, it's my left leg. Good, and just breathe into it. Now, we're not terribly warm yet, so don't get uptight about how it feels. Just kind of enjoy that first initial sensation through the outer hip and into the low back. Good. Now, let's walk back up again. Letting that pressure go. Good. And what we do to one side, we have to do to the other. So flip your legs and then just start slowly creeping down. So you see, I'm just like walking with my hands because I'm watching, listening, observing my body on the way down. That's what we want to do. So we can see if we can feel tension. And it should be like a good releasing pull, not something really intense and too hard to breathe through, that sort of thing. Those are like our warning signs. Good. Now walk your way up. Nice job, nice job. Let's come off of I'm sitting on a pillow, you might be as well. Let's come off of it for a moment. We can just set it off to a side and come to all fours. If you have knee straining, you can put a blanket underneath your knees. We won't be here for too long. Let's just get our spine moving and really focus on our hips as we do. So drop our belly down, let our shoulders roll back, send the gaze up to the sky, and we feel our pelvis tilting here. So it's stretching the front of the hips and pelvis as we squeeze into the back. And then as we round the spine, we're going to tuck the pelvis under and really feel that lifting through the rest of the back. So hips, shoulders, and back, this all here. Inhale, drop the belly down, send the gaze up. Exhale, round through the spine, pull and lift. Inhale, arch, belly drops down, send the gaze up. Exhale, round through the spine, pull and lift. Let's do one more. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Come back to neutral and reach the arms forward. And just drop your shoulders down. And let's shift our weight over to our right hip. Can we feel that outer right hip again for a moment as we just kind of lean into that right side? Good. And then lean over to the left side. Take that little hip pull on the opposite side. Then come back to the middle again. Feel free to stay right here or take it a little bit deeper into downward facing dog. You might have to pull your hands back a little bit and lift onto your toes and then drop the heels down toward the mat. So if you feel like you need to do that little extra lift, that's fine. Feel free to stay on your knees. Now we're getting into the backs of our legs a little. So if you need to pedal your feet, do it. Good. Just kind of shifting the hips a little bit here as well. Just subtly. But what we want to do now is build up some warmth. So let's walk up to our hands, or just kind of meet in the middle as you can. Roll up through the spine. Good. As we come up, we're going to pull our shoulders back. Nice. Good. We're ready for Sira Namaskara A. I'm going to add some little hip things in. So this is a variation of Sira Namaskara A that we'll try today. Let's lift up. Inhale, reach up to the sky. Exhale, swan dive forward. We're going to bring some warmth. We're going to do some movement and feel the body stretching. Hands to the shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let's take our hands down and come back to all fours. Now we were just here previously with our cat and cow. We're going to change this one just a little bit. Take your hands forward of your shoulders and move your knees a little wider of your hips. Then shift forward and press down through the front of the hips. So you can feel this into the hip flexors and a nice squeeze in the low back at the sacrum. Exhale, lean back like you're coming into a child's pose. So press back into the hips. Let's do that again. Come forward. Inhale. We're just going to rock through it. Exhale, press back. One more time. Inhale, come forward. Press those hip flexors toward the floor. Exhale, shift back. Nice job. One more breath just right here. Stay still. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Now you can stay in child's pose or lift to downward facing dog. I'll let you decide what you choose. I moved on to downward facing dog, but feel free to stay in child's pose. Good. Bend your knees, look forward, step up if you're in child's pose. Let's come to our hands and fold down into our legs once more. Inhale, reverse swan dive, reach all the way up to the sky. And exhale, Samastiti, arms by our sides. Good. Let's do another Sira Namaskara A. This time I will be much more traditional. Here we go. Inhale, reach up to the sky. Exhale, swan dive all the way forward. Inhale, look up halfway, lift. Good. Exhale, hands down. Step back to plank and chaturanga. Feel free to drop your knees here if you need to. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. And exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Feel free to move into child's pose, drop to your knees, take whatever modifications that feel right to you. Good. Good. Now let's lift our right leg up and back behind us. You can do this on your knees. So if you were on your knees, it would look something like this, and bending and opening the leg. If you're in a downward facing dog, it's going to look more like this. So we're just kind of bending this right knee, stretching it out, feeling that release. Good. And then let's bring it through in between our hands. So that right foot is going to come forward and drop that left heel down to the mat. Raise up to warrior one, Virabhadrasana A. Good. Very nice. Pull the shoulder blades down. We have this nice open chest feeling. And our hips right now feel pretty strong and steady and stable. Really nice and stable. Everything that we'll do here is going to be for squared hips. Good. So we're not opening up the hips yet. We'll do that in the next little set. Let's straighten out through our right leg and take our hands down to the floor. So you can bring them to your shins. That's an option. You can use blocks where you place the blocks on the floor by your foot. And the blocks have all these different heights that you can play around with. Some of you, if you're very flexible, can bring your hands down to the ground. Everybody's going to be different, of course. Do your best. But we're trying to anchor that left heel to the floor and feel that strong right foot on the ground. And we can just look back toward that left leg. And we think, is this hips? It feels like hamstrings. Well, it is hamstrings. But they're all so closely connected. It's hard to stretch one without doing the other. So we're feeling that here. Good. Now let's take one more breath right here. Inhale. Exhale. Very nice. Go ahead and bend your right knee. You might have blocks with you. You can use them to help you bring that left knee down to the floor. Good. And then we've got our right leg bent, left leg on the ground. Okay, start by just taking your hands to your knee. And we're just going to push forward just a little bit and then pull back. Now, it might put a little pressure on your left knee. So if you want to put a blanket underneath you, that's great. And pull it back. We're just doing little pulses into this right hip, but can you feel the hip flexor on the left side? I hope so, because that's part of our point here, part of our target. Lean forward and back. Nicely done. Now take your hands back down. You can use blocks or you can bring your hands to the ground. And we're going to wave it open, so the right knee open to the side, and then bring it back. You can use your hand, as I'm kind of doing, to help it if you'd like. This is getting the internal rotators, and pull it back. We're going to do it once more. Bring it open and pull it back. Good. And now our last little movement, bring your blocks with you if you want. Flex and straighten, flex the toe, straighten the knee on that right foot, and then come forward. Good. Now I'm using a lot of fluidity today into our hips. If we follow the chakra system, the hips are the second chakra, and they're associated with the element of water. So lots of fluid movement can help to release tension. That's kind of what I'm going for today. A little creativity, a little fun flow, nothing too rigid today. All right, you're doing good. Let's come forward. I'll just leave my blocks probably about right here. Take your hands back down to the mat so that we can lift onto the left toe and just step our right leg back. Now you can be on your knees or you can be in downward facing dog. We're going to move to that left side. So this was when we lifted our left leg up and bent the knee. So here is what it looks like in downward facing dog. If you want to be on your knees, it's going to look something like this. Either way, it's all good. Just starting to open up that left side, that left hip. Now let's bring the left leg forward in between our hands. Drop down that right heel and raise up to our warrior one. Good. Perfect. Nice. Stable. Stabilizing poses. We want to build strength in our hips. We want them to be fluid, but we also need them to be strong to hold us up when we need to move, walk, and dance or run or whatever it is we're trying to do. Let's take a breath. Inhale. Exhale. Straighten out your left knee and come forward. So remember, our options, our hands can be to our legs. We can use our blocks, adjust them however high we need them. We can take our hands to the floor if we're really bendy. But don't let this left leg straighten. I mean, bend. We want to keep it straight. If we bend it, then we've lost the good quality of the stretch. Good. So here's kind of the hold. When we drop down onto our knee, we're going to get that fluid movement again. So take one nice, strong, deep breath. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Bend your left knee so that you can drop your right knee to the floor. Put a blanket under that right knee if you need to, and bring your hands to your hip, to your knee. We're going to do our 3 pulses forward. So pulse forward. Feel that stretch into the hip flexor on the right side, the squeeze on the left, and pull it back. Nice. Pulse it forward and shift it back. One more time. Pulse it forward and shift it back. Good. Now take your hands down. I like one hand down on the ground or on a block, and I like my other hand on my knee for this one because we're going to open to the side. So open it up to the side and then bring it back to the middle. We're doing it 3 times again, just like before. Open up to the side and bring it back to the middle. Once more, open it up to the side and bring it back to the middle. Good. Now take your hands down, grab your blocks, or just use the floor. Straighten out that left knee and fold forward over the leg. We're back into the hamstring one more time through the calf and the ankle. Good. A little bit of a hold here. Good. Very nice. Come forward once more. Move your blocks out of the way just a little bit. Let's lift onto the right toe so that we can step our left foot back, either onto our knee or into a downward facing dog. All 4s are downward facing dog. Bend your knees, look forward, inhale, step up to the hands. Exhale, fold down into your legs. Inhale, reverse swan dive, reach all the way up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Nice job. Good. All right, so that worked the front of the hips, the back of the hips, and a little bit through the side. Now let's get the internal rotators. Everybody face the camera so that you have a wide stance. Whatever direction that works for you, but let's have a nice wide stance with our toes pointed out. Let's work on these internal rotators now. We're going to engage our quadriceps. Everything's lifted as we're standing. Just take your arms kind of to a goal post. Inhale here. Exhale, bend it down. Now the trick is to open through here, not to sink our hips back like a squat. More of these strong internal rotators right through there. Can you feel that? This is goddess pose. Let's reach up. Inhale, lift. Engage quadriceps. Pull up through the glutes. Exhale, bend it back down. Feel these muscles working right through here. Again, inhale, lift it up. Exhale, bend it down. We're going to do 2 more. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, bend it down. My knees are cracking. 1 more time. Inhale, lift it up. Cracks are okay if it doesn't hurt. Exhale, bend it down. It's just air releasing out of the joints. Good work. Lift up and let's turn, rotate toward this right leg. So I'm going to bring my left heel, my left toe toward the camera, and that right leg is bent. Good. So now you should be feeling it all nice and warm and some energy right through this inner thigh area and into our right hip. Let's place our elbow on our thigh. This is a variation of this pose, and pull that left arm overhead. Now I'm going to use my right elbow to push against the inner thigh and really give some good opening. A lot of times we bring the hand down to the floor if we're being more traditional, but today I'm mixing it up a little bit, and we're going to use our arm strength to give some good engagement to that muscle. Nice. Now you can stay right here, or feel free to take this next variation with me. We'll reach the left hand behind our back, and then the right arm goes underneath. See if you can grab your fingers back there, and then send the gaze back up to the sky. This is really going to make that right hip work. Don't do it if it doesn't work. You could take a strap behind your back, finagle that strap behind, see if you can do it that way. Just do your best. I have long arms and a short torso, so I'm like a, gorilla or something. I can reach a little bit better. That's just the way my body has been built. Good work. All right, let's come out of it. Hope you can feel that strength building in that right hip. Let's give it a break. Straighten your knee. Whew, feels some relief. Turn both of the toes toward each other. So we're back into the middle. This time we're pulling internal so we can get a little bit of these outer hips. Take your hands to your waist. Look up, inhale. Exhale, fold forward. If you've got a block here, use it. Maybe you can reach the ground. Whatever you can do, that's great. Push into the floor. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, fold back down, maybe walking your hands toward those feet. Bring the block with you, whatever you can do, and just relax forward. So lots of lengthening in the backs of our legs, through our hips, releasing through the neck. Deep breathing. Good. Inhale, press into the floor or the block, look up halfway, lift. Exhale, bring your hands to your waist. Inhale, lift up. Nice job. Let's move to the left. Turn the left toes out. The right toes are already in place. And then we'll drop. Just come here to warrior 2 first. Feel it first. I was moving ahead too fast. Feel that inner thigh, starting to feel our left hip getting involved, all nice and warmed. Good. Now let's use our arm. Pressing the left elbow into the thigh so you can push back on that inner thigh, and then pull the right arm overhead. So a variation of Parsvakonasana today so that we can really get this engagement in that inner thigh. Now you can stay right here, or you can move into the bind. So we would take our right arm behind our back, use a strap back there if that works. The left hand is coming from the front. See if you can reach and grab the strap or your fingers, and then maybe send the gaze back up to the sky. We can feel the inner thigh. We can feel that left hip. It's intense. It's supposed to be. This is our peak. Feeling those hips do all the good work that we've been leading them to. Good. Let's take one more breath right here. Inhale. Exhale. Nice job. Release the hold. Get the straps, the blocks out of the way. Let's straighten up. Woo, give that hip a little break. It worked hard. Step toward the top of your mat here. Let's do one last vinyasa to bring us down into a resting child's pose for just a moment. Inhale, reach up to the sky. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, look up, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down. Step back to your plank. Chaturanga, drop to your knees as needed. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Deep breath, inhale. Exhale, drop your knees down a little wider than the hips and sit back to child's pose. Nice work. This is our change of focus. We've done all those strong standing poses. We made the muscles work so nicely. And now we're going to stretch. Stretch out our hips, our low back. On the ground, the focus is going to change. Good. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, sit yourself around. Bring yourself around to sit. Now, we were sitting on a pillow before. I would suggest not using one right now because we're going to do internal rotators, and sometimes we feel like we're going to fall off when we fold forward. But you do you. If you really want a pillow or a blanket, that's totally fine. I'm not gonna cause an issue about it. I just think that sometimes it's easier to sit flat because we're going to reach forward at times. So we've got our right leg straight and our left leg bent. Feel free to utilize a strap on this right side as we will be reaching for it. If you can easily grab your toe, then you don't need the strap. So just do what works best for you. Let's lean down toward that right side there. Anchor the left hip and knee and then reach toward it. Good. You'll feel this in lots of different places. My favorite place to feel it is actually along the left hip, right on that side. But you might be feeling it through the inner thigh here. You might be feeling it through your shoulder, through your rib cage. So many good options, good places. Good. Now lift up. Beautiful. Let's set the strap off to the side for a moment and bring our feet together. Now, my favorite props for this pose are blocks, and we can place blocks under our knees. If your knees naturally just open to the ground, then you don't need the blocks. They will not be helpful. But for those of us that struggle more with this pose, blocks can be very helpful. So let's sit nice and tall. Inhale. Exhale, extend your torso forward and let yourself drop down. You should feel the legs resting on the blocks. If they feel too close, you can just scoot them out just a little bit, adjust them as needed because they want to provide support, but we don't want to hamper the flexibility that we're trying to build. So adjust your blocks as needed. And just look down toward your legs. Some of you might have your nose on the ground. You can see that this one is not a natural pose for my body. It's one that I have to work at. But I like the sensation that I get in my hip flexors and in my sacrum and my low back. And that's what matters ultimately. What we can feel, the good we can feel. Nice. Good. Let's lift up. Probably get those blocks out of the way so that we can do our other side. Extend out your left leg and the right knee is bent. So now you might have your strap around your left foot. Sit tall, inhale, exhale, lean forward. We're going to anchor that lean to the side, anchor that right hip and feel the stretch. This side could feel different than the other. It's amazing. We think it's going to feel the same, but we hold ourselves differently. We have, we walk and we maybe balance as we're standing more on one leg than the other. And it just adjusts the way our bodies work, the sides of our body. So yoga can hopefully bring us to balance eventually. Good. Beautiful. Lift up. Very nice. Let's extend both legs now. I suggest maybe taking the block in the front. Might be helpful to have something to reach for in the front. We want to keep our toes pointed to the sky. Take a breath, inhale, exhale, creep those hands down, just like we did at the beginning. We're going to creep our way forward until we can't go any longer. Then we hold and we breathe. And maybe things will relax a little bit with every breath that we take. Maybe not, it might still feel pretty tight. So then you just stay there. You don't force it to happen. It's going to happen in its own time, its own way. And it's going to be with the help of our breath. Good. Let's do one more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Nice job. Gently walk your way up. Beautiful. Pull your legs together. We're going to do one last stretch. Now this one, if you want to sit on your bolster or your blanket, this one could be helpful to do so. It's going to lift your hips and take some pressure off of the hips and the spine. So if you feel like elevating, do it. But let's for sure use our strap. Put the strap around your feet so that we don't have to worry about reaching our toes if that's not a possibility. Sit tall, inhale, exhale, walk your way forward along that strap. If you find that you can touch your toes, then you don't need the strap. Keep breathing, keep pulling in through the center of our body and lengthening as we go down. Good. And we've really engaged all different areas of our hips today. I hope that you feel this as you go throughout the rest of your day, the rest of your week. Maybe a little more freedom in those hips, a little more fluidity, a little more strength perhaps. We did a bit of all of that. Good. Take one more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Nice job. Lift up. Let go of that strap and lay yourself on your back. We're going to do one last stretch for the outer hips, but I like to do this one on our back. It's pigeon pose laying down, which if you have sciatic issues, this one can be a lot gentler than a traditional pigeon pose. So we're going to start with our knees bent, feet on the floor, and that low back release, so pressing the curve of the spine to the ground. And then bring your right ankle to your left knee. This starts that figure 4 outer hip shape. Now, a couple of options for us. We can reach through and grab on right underneath the knee and lay back down. If that's hard for you to reach, grab your strap again. And you can place the strap around the legs and pull. Or even, sometimes it's nice to put the strap around your foot and pull toward your body. So either way, trying to bring your legs in towards your chest so that you can feel that outer right hip engagement. So the strap would be around the left foot and pulling toward. And so our primary focus is that right hip. If you can feel the right hip, then you know you're doing something right, even if we all look a little bit different in the way that we pull our legs toward our chest. That is less of what's important. Good. This is outer hip and glute. Really great pose to ease sciatic tension. Let's take one more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Place it down. Switch sides so you can shift your foot. Put the left foot onto your knee, and then the strap would go around the right foot if you have it that way. Or you might have your strap around your knees. Or you might be reaching through and just grabbing on to your right leg somewhere. All these options are great, with the idea that we're going to stretch out the outer left hip. Left hip and glute, back of the leg to release sciatic tension. It's all good. Good. Let's take one more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Nicely done. Release the hold. Set that strap down. Take your feet a little bit wider than your hips, maybe to each edge of your mat, and just let them windshield wiper back and forth. We'll just finish off with a little bit of gentle movement to balance out all that, holding still. But then, of course, we had the wonderful fluid movement in our practice today. That was really nice. Good. When you feel like you've worked out any last remaining kinks, you can extend your legs and get comfortable for Shavasana. So feel free to put pillows underneath your knees to take pressures off your back. Put a blanket over your body. Whatever you need to do to feel like you can relax and absorb the good work that we've done today. I'm going to leave you here for a few moments to just, take it in. And I'll wake you up with the sound of a bell. So let yourself enjoy. Start to wake yourself up. Rotate through your wrists and your ankles. Point and flex your feet. Stretch your arms overhead to lengthen through your entire body. Good. And roll yourself over to one side in fetal pose, which signifies starting over, a reset, beginning again. And then just press up to a comfortable seated position. You can sit on your pillow again. Sit any way that works best for you. And just bring your hands to heart center. And I'll leave you this quote by BKS Iyengar. It's about, finding freedom. We tried to find freedom and looseness for our hips today. So he says, yoga allows you to find a new kind of freedom that you may not have known even existed. I hope you found that freedom today in your hips. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste.